Do you ever feel lower back pain, groin pain, and even pain deep into the crease of the hip and wonder if it's all connected? Here's a hint. It may not actually be your hip at all. The culprit could be a sneaky muscle called the hip flexor or psoas major. Today I'm going to show you how this muscle creates pain patterns that confuses a lot of people. So let's take a look at this chart first, and we have the red zones, which are commonly referred to as the referred pain areas from tight or irritated muscles. In this case, it's the psoas major. You can see these two different areas of red actually demonstrate different areas of pain that people can report. So there's pain in the lower back right off to the side, which oftentimes people blame on a low back disc. Pain in the front or in the crease of the hip around the groin, which runners oftentimes mistake for a labral tear or arthritis. And pain down the front of the thigh, which sometimes describes quad tightness that never really goes away no matter how much you stretch. I had a person the other day on our telehealth session that told me that their hip felt jammed up and they just couldn't stretch it out. And I had another one right after that which showed me how uncomfortable it was to sit as he was squirming around trying to find a comfortable position while we were just talking. If this is you, the hip flexor could be the missing link. Why does this happen? Why does the hip flexor or psoas major cause so much trouble for so many runners? The psoas major is connected deep in the abdominal area, actually to the front side of the lumbar spine, and it goes through the pelvic area and attaches to the femur. It's responsible for partial of spinal stabilization, and also it's responsible for picking your thigh up so you can clear your swing leg as you're running. It stabilizes your spine every time you walk, every time you climb, every time you run, and there's a lot higher activity in it with higher intense workouts such as sprinting. When you sit for hours, a lot of times it gets tight and shortened. Our thought is that this excessive shortened time and tightness time leads to referred pain from the muscle in the distribution that we just saw. The great news is this condition does not require surgery or medications of any type. A lot of times does not require imaging either, but oftentimes it does require a keen eye and someone with experience with the condition to streamline your recovery process. If you're looking for more advice on this, we have another video in the corner which covers it at deeper length, but also we have telehealth sessions available. Our contact is below. But in this video, let's talk about some of the basic starting points. Because the hip flexor is shortened, not necessarily weak, a lot of times we have to lengthen it by a process called reciprocal inhibition. What that means is if we had a tight bicep, we would have to strengthen or facilitate contraction of the opposing group that does the opposing action in the joint that it's around. So if a bicep curls the elbow, a tricep extends the elbow. In order to decrease the activity of the one that we're interested in, we have to work the opposing group. So one of the biggest players in people with hip flexor referred pain is going to be the glute max muscle. And we can challenge that with simple things like single leg glute bridges, double leg glute bridges, or even single leg RDLs if you're experienced in those. Now, I know many of you have been told the hip flexor is weak. That's not typically correct. It's actually overused. It is stiff and tight, which leads to the referral patterns that we're seeing on the screen. If you've been chasing lower back, groin, and crease of hip pain, don't forget about the hip flexor. It could be a critical part of your problem. If you're looking for more runner-friendly solutions, subscribe to the channel. We have more to come on this. And if you had an aha moment in this video, give us a thank you with the button below on YouTube, which helps buy us a cup of coffee and keeps the lights on for all these free videos on YouTube. Take care.